So if I have something that's selling for $180, let's say, and we mark it up by 15%, but then nobody's buying it, and we're like, oh shit, let's mark it down by 20%. So what's the new sale price after those two adjustments? You can't just say, all right, I'll mark it down by 5%. Do you see where somebody would get that?
Yeah.
Well, that's not true. That's not right. And stores actually actively use the public's misunderstanding of percentages against us very often. You'll catch a lot of mistakes. But there was a study done. They averaged all the mistakes, and they were always in favor of the store. So that's evidence that that was not no damn mistake. If it was a mistake, it should average out to be in both of everybody's favor, right? Not just the store's favor, so screw them. So doing this first thing, let's adjust it by this first thing. It marks up by 15%. So how do I find a new price after that adjustment?
Just multiple 15%.
Yeah, I want to take 15% of 180 and then add it to 180. I want to mark it up by that amount, right? So 0.15 times 180 plus 180.
$27. Plus 180.
So 207.
I think $27.
0.3 times.
No, I'm saying $27 is the
Yeah, and so plus 180.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's right. Just do that in the calculator, right? 15% of 180 does come out to be 27, plus 180 is 207. So that's after they mark it up. So then people come and go, $207, screw that. So, oh shit, let's mark it down by 20%. So now I want to take the 207 and I want to mark it down by 20% of what it is.
$41.46.
That's what this is? All right. And then you take that away from 207.
Or 165.
Where am I at? What do you say it was? 40,
Oh, it's 41.5.
41.4, right?
Or 0.4, yeah.
All right. So it should be 165.6.
Five. Yeah.
Or 150.
155?
I'm not sure.
No,
No, it's
165, yeah.
Yeah.
Because this is 207. So when you subtract 41, what was it, 40?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
It's 41.
Cool. All right. So what was the actual change? What did it start at? The very, very, very original?
180.
180. And how much did it change by?
160.
That much, whatever that is. That's how much it changed by. So it changed by...
$19. Sorry.
Right? With 1440? Right? And then what was the original? 180? So what was the actual percent change? I mean, so we applied this change, then we applied this change, so that's where we ended up. So the real percent change will not be 5%, like somebody might think.
Yeah.
We see how much did it change from 180 by 1440 divided by where it started, 180. What's 1440 divided by 180? 720 over 90, 80 over 10, so 8%.
Yeah, 0.7.
Cool. So it actually changed by 8%, not 5%. So they do that all the time. They're like, it's 10% off, and then we're going to take an extra 20% off, so that's 30% off. No, it ain't. It ain't 30% off. It's less than 30% off. That's evil. So that'd be an interesting problem. I mean, if it's cost $10 and I take 10% off, now it's $9, right? Is that cool?
Yeah.
And then I take another, 20% off. So that'd be 9 minus 0.2 times 9. 9 minus $1.80, right? Which is 720. And so how much did it change by? It didn't change by 30%. 30% should have taken it down to 7. There's another 20 cents in there. So stores do that all the time. Or the people walking around, they say, oh, it's 10%, and then we're going to take another 20%. That's 30%. No, it's not. And those 20 cents, they add up. Over all the stores, over all the people, it adds up. It's just, and then when you're talking about bigger purchases, then that even gets worse. I mean, you're talking about cars and shit. It's 10% off, and they're going to take another, that's 30. No, it's not. Now we're talking about hundreds of dollars that they're wrong about, right? Anyway, so that's why we got to know freaking math. Because if only certain people know math, and there's some of them that are evil, they're going to screw everybody else over. That's why I hate now that change comes out automatically everywhere now. I'm like, that was the one place people got some kind of, keeping math in their head. Now it's just automatic, comes out. Oh, come on. Not really. No questions at the moment.
So you minus me 6 on the formula. We were just going through these things
Yes.
because I had those written in. I wrote those in like right when you said start the test. I wrote it on there.
Never do that.
Dude, I didn't like have it cheated on there or anything. I just kind of like, I remember it and I wrote it down. So is there anything I can do like correct that and maybe make up a 6?
Not really. So I mean, you gotta. So I was really clear about you can't have notes or anything, and even if you did write this in after, don't because I don't know that you did that.
Yeah,
I don't know when it got on there. Yeah. Yeah, make your corrections. Maybe I'll think about. Put myself a little note there.
Okay.
All right.
Cool. Thanks.
You can do quiz corrections, right?
Yes. You can correct everything except the final.
Okay.
Well, that's funny. The class is like right there. That's funny. I don't want to be. Let's just stop here. All right.
I did the correction here, but I believe that I did before here. This one, not this one, it's not correct, but this one, because I did twice, and I think it's, I'm not sure.
What's up? Oh, I didn't mark through it, so.
Because I did, when I returned last time, it was there,
Okay.
But anyway, I did again, so they are going together.
Oh, but you can only correct it once.
Yeah, I took this from you.
Okay.
No solution. And
I got you.
Okay.
But you turned in. These are corrections, right? That you turned in.
The first time, yes.
But you only get one chance.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So what about this one?
I didn't mark through it that it was wrong, so it's fine. So these were wrong. The reason you got the point was because you got that one right.
Yeah, maybe I misunderstand.
Because it's like a point for every 4 missed, and yeah.
Can you explain voting, or can you explain the independence with the whole, like, if A given B, like that sort of thing? Like, what does independent, like, how does that? Because I keep hearing that word thrown around a bit, but I don't quite understand.
The best example I have is related to cards. But were you somebody who wasn't sure about cards? Do you know how many kings are in the deck of cards? Okay, no. All right.
Wait. There's 4?
4. Yeah, because there's 4 of hearts, 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd probably pick a king out of a deck of cards. Then would be 4 out of
52.
52. I like it.
Okay.
Was probably I pick a king. So I pick a card out and I say it's a club. I tell you it's a club.
Yeah.
What's the probability it's a king now? Does the probability change? Well, let's figure it out. Given that it's a club. So how many cards are clubs? There's 4 suits, 52 cards, so each suit has 13 cards.
13.
So if I tell you it's a club,
It has 13.
it's got to be out of those 13, but how many kings are in there?
Oh, there's 1.
1, okay. So that's the probably king and club divided by probability club. 13 clubs, 1 is a king and a club.
Okay.
But what does this reduce to? So I would say these are independent. Because even though a club happened, the probability king didn't care. It stayed the same. So if the probability stays the same, even though I give you information, if the probability stays the same, they're independent of each other. They don't affect each other. The king didn't care. It's still a 1 out of 13 chance. But if I tell you I have a face card, so there's king, queen, and jack. They have faces.
Oh, the face
Times 4 suits. So there's 12 face cards.
Mm-hmm.
Out of those face cards, how many are kings? Did I lose any? No, still all 4 there, right? So now what is that? That's 1/3. Holy shit. So that totally changed the probability of that. If you know it's a face card, there's a much higher chance it's a king now.
Okay.
Because I'm throwing out all the ones that don't have faces. So these would be dependent. The probability king depends on if it's a face card or not. But the probability king doesn't give a shit about if it's a club or not. So that's that A given B equals probability of A. It stayed the same. These are independent. These totally dependent. Because they change. So like that thing I said, the person off in the distance, 50% chance is a woman.
Oh, yeah.
The guy off a Harley, that's lower. It's a lower chance, right? I like it. Once I did have somebody go, I know somebody rides a Harley, she's a woman. The probability that it's a woman
Probability is
decreased. This is why we need to talk about probability in class, because people really don't understand probability. And right now, you got the election going on, and there's percentage chance of this and that, and people don't have a clue what it means. And, oh, man. Anyway.
I have a question about this textbook, about the other chapters that we didn't learn in this class. Is there any class in this college that
The way this course is structured, there are only certain, like the logic section and the chapter 1 and the geometry and section 11.1, and a few other ones that have to be in this course. But like if you took Beth Smith, she's my former office mate, I think I told you guys this, she had her class vote. She said, these we've got to do, and then the rest is up to you. And they voted on what chapters it sounded like they wanted to do. And then she did those chapters, in addition to the ones that have to be in this course. So that's why there's more in this book than we do, because there's flexibility in how we... Do you see what I'm saying? So the really focus of this class is to give students an experience of what math is beyond algebra. Math is not just algebra. That's why I add the number section. We don't have to do the number section, the Babylonian, but to me it's like, why would you not do that? That's the perfect... The number system we used didn't have to be the way it was. It could have been... It could have been anything. If we were around back then and we were voting, I don't like that. I don't think 3 should look like that. I think 3 should look like a star. Okay, sure.
there is one, I believe it's section that it's about the mercury and
Oh yeah.
yeah, that is very interesting also.
Yes, and it's more practical,
Exactly.
but it's also, pretty boring.
Maybe I didn't study, but I have planned to study. Maybe I understand if I do by myself. I don't know.
Yeah, sure, yeah, could be, and yeah,
Thank you so much.
sure.
You're
good?
You're an amazing class. I really like it.
Good.